Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I'd like to offer your elemental energy reading for the element of fire, for the energy of love and relationships for February of 2026. How I like to do these readings is we look at the singles first, then we look at the couples. Fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or have fire high up in your chart, this message is for you. If you've never had your charts read, or you're just curious to see another perspective, there's a link in the description. It's not sponsored or anything like that, for a natal chart from Llewellyn. Gives you your base 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then there's a 10 to 20 page report with that, and that gives you all the information about what all those things mean. And then there's a section at the end of it generally that has an elemental alignment, which is pretty fascinating. So if you are interested, you can check that out. It's just a good little tool to have in your toolkit. With that, how I like to do these is we look at a chakra and see which one lights up and what kind of a lesson we have to look at, and then we're incorporating the Whispers of Love Oracle, getting a little more insight, and then we'll pull some tarot and see just what the universe wants to let us know. So for fire singles, and you are starting off with number 39, detachment, and we'll look in the book here in a second, but detachment is this energy of stepping away. It's being aware of but not connected to a situation. So it's like, you know, your fire energy is single, but you're kind of okay with that. It's like if you wanted a relationship, you could have it, but you're not attached to that outcome anymore. There's this pause energy that I'm getting right here that's kind of giving you this vibe of, yeah, that'd be fun, but do I really need to have it right this second? And you're not feeling it, which is totally chill. So our deity here is Shiva. And Shiva is in his incarnation. He has multiple incarnations. One of them is Rudra Shiva, which is his destruction and chaos one. But this one is the new cycle of creation, preservation. And here we see the young Shiva, the lord of the yogis, sitting in meditation in the middle of the river, high in the mountains. He expresses ultimate detachment from the cascading waterfall of sensory attachment and demonstrates our capacity to learn or to detach, to let go of our desires, hopes, and fears of any kind. So it's really saying, fire singles specifically, you've already kind of been through the ringer a few times, or you've been through this cycle of ups and downs, and you're just like, if it happens, it happens. But it's not there's no like hostility towards the relationship. You're just in a very neutral state, which is totally cool. And our keywords here are non-attachment, accepting life in the now, not being attached to the outcome, performing austerities, and enjoying situations without expectations. So in one sense, fire singles, you have the best options going forward here, because you don't have the attachment to, I've got to go out, I've got to be dating, I've got to do this, or I've got to check out that guy, I've got to check out that chick. That's not how you're feeling right now, which is actually kind of nice for February, considering it's, the lovey-dovey month. You are more in the, you know what, I can just go out and be social. I can go out and hang out with my friends. If something happens, great. If it doesn't, you know what, I'm totally okay with that. I don't have the attachment anymore. It's not a driving need to, I have to go out and, shoot my shot. If it happens, that's where you're at. You've detached from that drive to have to solve this. And you know what's interesting is most people I know who've quit chasing it haven't fallen into their lap. So you're in the perfect spot, fire singles, for this to be working for you. Your Whispers of Love Oracle deck is slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. Again, you're already kind of there, because this detachment energy is third eye energy, I believe. Let's double check that. Sorry, I closed the book. Yes, third eye. So that's where we're at, it's hanging out up here. And that's also this energy of slowing down. So you've got two different energies, one saying detach and don't worry about the outcome. The other one is saying slow down. Really engage in the moment. Really engage in this present time. What's interesting is you have an air aspect, you have an earth aspect, you have water going on, and then you have your fire. So this is also saying come into balance, come into alignment with your highest order, come into alignment with God's source, with your guides, and really appreciate this quiet moment that you're getting right now. When you slow down through February, it's not saying that you're feeling lazy or any of that nonsense. It's really saying it's time just to take care of you. You've been running, you've been doing your thing, you've been chasing around, you've been just being busy in general, which is always interesting. But you get this beautiful opportunity, throwing cards everywhere here, to just disconnect, to not worry about it. And that's really a nice gift that you've been granted by the universe for February Earth singles. So I would take the time, do some self-care, maybe pick up that book you've been meaning to read, the one that's been collecting dust on your nightstand, or go to that painting class. Do something along those lines, because that's what's going to feed your soul, and that's also going to help this detachment where you're not having to worry about the rest of it, because you're in the moment now. You don't have to impress anyone else, which is such a blessing in so many ways. Your first tarot is number 7 in the major arcana. It's the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. Oops, changes coming in here. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. This is also a time of things moving quickly. It's saying slow down and detach, because when you do that, it allows your inner soul to really step to the forefront. And so the Chariot is saying the outside world's not what we're talking about here. Metatron is saying it is time to really bring your connection to source as the forefront. When we detach from the world around us, when we detach from the everyday, especially in a relationship thing of, oh, I've got to be out there and I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to spend this money, I've got to chase that person. When you detach from all that and you really step into being yourself, it actually elevates you to the higher awareness of self. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way, because when we come to the acceptance of who we are as a person, other people are going to be way more appreciative and way more interested in you. And so by detaching, like I said, there's this interesting dichotomy. When you detach, suddenly the right person's there, because it's the almost desperation sometimes where you're chasing that keeps the other person away, because it's like your vibe's not connecting. When you detach, you slow down, the Chariot's like, okay, now we can actually get to doing some work here and get some things lined up. Your other second card is the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation, embracing change, expecting things to get better, recovering from an addiction to doing. That's what I'm hearing here, Fire. You've been addicted to doing, showing up, being the one who's the life of every party. You have to go out and do all the things. You're the one who always initiates every contact in every group meeting. Why? The Ten of Air is saying, let that go. That's not your thing anymore. And when you have Metatron, it's saying, step into who you are. Don't put on this egotistical, and I say that with healthy disdain for the ego. Don't put on this egotistical, I have to be the one who does everything attitude. Maybe it's time just to take it slow. Let the universe work with you. Let this energy bond with your soul and see how things play out. And that's, again, Fire, this is actually a humongous blessing, because you got to take a break. You don't have to run. You don't have to chase. You don't have to be the busy person in a relationship realm this month. It's really nice. The energy I'm feeling, it's very calm. I mean, my words may not be, because they're coming out quickly, but it's this calm demeanor that's coming in, and it's almost like a casual encounter could lead to something if you're actually looking for, been wanting a relationship. Otherwise, you may just end up meeting some new friends, making a different connection with the friends that you already have. So play this out however it works for you, or Fire singles. Now, let's hop over to our couples in Fire. This could be you as the fire sign and your partner, or it could be your partner. Both of you could have fire high up in your charts, however that plays out. Before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe. One of the things I like is when I read intuitively, so if you see something different from the cards, feel free to comment down below and let others see your insights as well. You never know, you might see something that I miss, and it might just be the one thing that someone else needs to hear. So yeah, I'm kind of an odd duck with that one, but I do like to hear what other people's vibes are on stuff. So you're starting off for our Fire couples. We are in number 4, which is the root chakra, and it's grounding, and I believe this is going to be Ganesha. So this is the energy of anchoring down, setting your foundation. Fire couples, I'm getting this feeling that you guys have been together for a while. Some of you may not be, so if this resonates, great. But I'm feeling this one's for the ones who've been together for a minute. And they're saying it's time to do some resetting, making sure that foundation's strong. Is there a baby on the way? Is there some kind of new change that is happening? Because I'm feeling this energy of breaking through something, which is going to trigger this. We need to reset, we need to nest, need to ground, settle things back into their proper location is what I'm getting here. So let's take a peek here at our book. We are in the root chakra, and the deity is the elephant-headed god Ganesha. Born from earthen clay of the body of his mother Shakti, the feminine half of the divine energy that animates the world, Ganesha is often invoked before the beginning of a project to remove obstacles and to give protection. It's also that energy. So if there's something that you've been wanting to get started as a couple, this is a good time for that. You have the blessing of basically one of the obstacle breaking gods. Becoming grounded, balancing the yin and yang dualities, masculine and feminine energy. Finding the next step or right path. Protection, feeling secure, and removing all obstacles. Earth couples, or Earth, good grief, fire couples, you are in the perfect place to start something new. And like I said, those of you who've been together for a while, I definitely am feeling this. There's something coming in, and the first image that comes to mind is a baby. You may not even realize it yet, but there's something coming. And it could be an adoption, it could be pregnancy, but whatever obstacle has been in your way has been cleared out, is what I'm getting. And even if those of you who've been together for shorter terms, there's still going to be that removal of an obstacle. One of my guides is being funny. So there could be someone whose partner's getting ready to propose, and their partner is super nervous about it and doesn't know how to do this. They're trying to figure out the right wording. They're, tripping over their thoughts. They're trying to write it out. But the obstacle is being removed. So this fear is going to be replaced with still nervous, still a little anxious, but there's going to be resolve that comes with it. Because that's part of what Ganesha will do, is take out the thing that's blocking you. You're not going to take away all of the energy with it, but you're going to take out the block so you can actually move forward with the situation. Your message from the Whispers of Love is be supportive, make a genuine effort to show you care. In a relationship, this is such a powerful thing, and it goes both ways. As a we'll just use the mainstream, as a woman, being supportive of your partner, showing that you care, doing the little things that you may not think are that big of a deal but are really huge to him is so powerful. And this card is numbered 45. But as the male, being supportive of your spouse, of your wife, doing the things that you know she needs around the house, whether that's taking out the garbage, mowing the lawn, all those fun things. This time of the year, shoveling the sidewalk. Or if you are in a same-sex relationship, however it manifests for you in this dynamic, be supportive. When you work together within the relationship, it allows this energy of grounding to really take root. Ganesha is going to help clear out the obstacles. This is where our own intuitive guidance comes in to show how are we going to support our partner. And that doesn't mean enable. There's two different things here. Being supportive of their needs, of the things that make them smile, of, they've got chores, the kids are running amok. Take the kids outside. Let the house partner just have a minute. Do things like that where you can help reset the connection. Some energies that really do help support this is like when one works out of the house and one works in the house. When the one comes home, greet them. It's a simple, small thing, but that little show of support is going to reset the dynamic for the evening. And greet them with affection. If you got kids, drag them into the mix so that it's a reward for you're doing the work outside the house, I'm doing the reward inside. Let's build this together. And when you're the one who gets up before the other one, make an extra cup of coffee. That way they're ready for the day. It's the little things that count. If you've got cats, change the cat litter box. It's little things that are going to really step up, and that's where this being supportive energy, and it goes to both partners. There's not one who's better than the other, and that's one thing that the more I've studied metaphysics I've come into. When you come together supporting each other, the rest of that stuff falls away, and trust me, that needs to fall away. So, your message from the tarot is the Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. time to buckle down and get some things done, honoring your commitments, a guardian angel. Still with that supportive energy, still with that grounding energy. The Knight of Earth is probably one of the calmer of the knights. It's the Knight of Pentacles if you've our traditional tarot. And this energy is saying, I've been there, I've done that, I fought my battles, I have the wisdom to deal with them again if I need to. But I don't want to. So you're able to really anchor this energy into a quietness. It's a quiet strength. It's also being super dedicated. When we look back to the Knights of the Round Table and how chivalrous they were and how they, sought out Lady Fair and all of this, the beautiful fairy tale, this is the knight we're talking about. These are the knights that can stand against anything and deal with anything because they've already dealt with it. They already know how to. But they're not out bragging about it. They just are. And so fire, this is a strong energy you've got going on here. Your second card is Five of Earth. Fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. This is, don't let the outside world interfere. That's what I'm hearing with the Five of Earth. The Five of Earth can be a warning in a lot of tarot decks, and that's kind of what I'm getting here. The couple aspect, being in this situation, again, remember, you're being supportive this month. And when you tap into that energy, the Five of Earth is more of the heads up. Don't let the outside world interfere. Whatever's going on, I don't care if it's news, work, or otherwise. Acknowledge it and let it go. Don't bring that into the relationship because the important part is what the Knight of Earth brings. This is the energy you're working with. This is this commitment to each other, this dedication to each other, your loyalty to each other. The Five of Earth is just kind of that heads up, hey, things might be a little bit weird at work. Things might be a little bit weird in, the world as a whole. Fine. That stays outside. When you come home to your partner, you're coming home to this deeper connection. You're coming home to this, look at the pictures. They're in love with each other. That's what you're coming home to. That's what you're connecting with. You want to be that supportive partner, and it's easier to be supportive of your partner when you're not letting the outside world interfere in your relationship. So that's what's coming up for our fire family. Really super strong. Just a little heads up, don't get distracted. With that being said, I will let you guys and gals go, and I will see you in the next video.